What's a lesson or rule you were taught by your parents, guardian, that turns out they were absolutely right about? People that only party with you are not your friends. If it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. Also, never accept criticism from someone you would never go to for advice. Don't trust people who are cruel to animals. Never let someone tell you that they don't want you a second time. And I always fucking do it because they told me they didn't want me all the time growing up. Frowning face. Your word is your honor. It means something. If you say you are going to do something, do it. Mean it. Own it. If your pet doesn't like them, there's something off about them. Trust your pet. Watch how they treat people they can't directly benefit from. If they're awful to servers, help staff, etc., they're gonna be awful to you someday. Don't break two laws at the same time. It's worked well to keep things under control, generally speaking. A listening ear is a running mouth. Trust your intuition. If a red flag is raised, there's a reason. Failing to plan is planning to fail. Also, if you're not 10 minutes early, you're 10 minutes late. Comparison is the thief of joy. If he treats his mum like shit, he will also treat you like shit. Don't get into a stranger's vehicle, especially if it's a limo. Everyone is not your friend. Do not eat chips in bed. On a more serious note, husbands and wives need to stand up to each other when they do wrong, or that leads to a power imbalance that eventually leads to abuse. We were really poor growing up. My mom would often say, just because we're poor doesn't mean we have to be dirty. Where there's smoke, there's fire. I used to think many PPL were completely innocent of what some accused him of. Turns out where there's smoke, there's fire. Don't tell people about yourself until you know what kind of a person they are. Learned it the hard way that sometimes people just come up to you to get info. If you give an ultimatum, be sure you're ready to walk. Almost all of their hygiene and financial budgeting rules. If you have something heavy on your mind, talk to a person you can really trust. It always helps to talk about your feelings and negative thoughts. Stay away from drugs and smoking. Even if your friends do it, stay away. And stay in school and work hard. They're pretty cliché, but it works and has reason to be said. You can't help people who don't want to be saved. You can only do so much for people. Another thing a good friend told me, know all the rules, so you'll know how to bend them. This too shall pass, and when someone shows you who they are, believe them. Most men only want sex. And many will pretend to care about you to get it. Never be a borrower or a lender. Drive defensively. Anticipate that every car around you will make the worst possible decisions. And make your calculations accordingly. This has saved my life more times than I could count. Chores really do make you more independent and responsible. Who knew? Don't go into CR. Value time above all else. Never trust a man who says, "Trust me." 1. Never put your integrity in jeopardy. 2. Choose your battles wisely. 3. Make fun of your friends. Laugh when they make fun of you, but never make fun of anyone or speak poorly of anyone else. Not everyone is your friend. Only worry about things within your control. Very hard advice to follow, but I try to remember it every time. Never write anything down your mother or grandmother couldn't read. It worked out well for passing notes in school, and applied today on this fabulous thing we call the internet. If it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. First say nothing, then say nothing at all. Wear a jacket when it's cold outside. Don't try to take care of other people until you can take care of yourself first. Don't rent from or with family, friends. That shit destroys families faster than Monopoly. People don't go through life and have absolutely zero friends. This is a huge red flag friendship-wise. Don't do blank if you are not willing or able to pay the consequences. Don't ask questions you don't want answers to. Care of my dad. He passed almost a year ago now, but this rule will always be with me. Intelligent people talk about ideas, unintelligent people talk about other people. If it's done, it's done. Don't stress about it. The consequences, good or bad, will eventually come up. Never make someone a priority when all you are to them is an option. In short, be realistic and listen to your gut so nothing hits you by surprise. The cheapest alternative is the most expensive in the long run. Learn when to keep your mouth shut. Wisest words said to me. It's a shame I never learned. If your friends don't respect your fears, they're not truly your friends. Listen to your mom. Teenage me thought she was being mean. Adult me realizes if I had listened I would have avoided a lot of relationships-related trauma, anxiety, depression. Not trusting anyone. Don't trust anyone. Not everything. Slow down. Guy friend's smiley face. Two wrongs don't make a right. My grandfather passed when I was 8. But I still remember him saying, "If you see a ball in the road, slow down. There's a kid running after it." Television will rot your brain. Turns out it's specific right-wing channels and the brain is their own. You don't always have to say something. Sweat equity. Respect your elders. If you're really mad at someone you're close to, take a minute before addressing. Try to sleep on it. Definitely ear. If you're still mad after food, sleep. Bring it up. If you're not, let it go. Whatever your first instinct is at a yellow light, hit the gas or brake, stick with it. Lol. The only person you can ever really depend on is yourself. My mom told me this many times and I ignored it. Really wish I hadn't. Growing up, my mom always told me never to fuck with someone's drugs or money. Weird sentiment to tell a 12-year-old, but she was definitely right. Wasn't allowed to stay at friends' houses growing up. Never understood it as a child. But will not allow mine to stay under a roof that isn't our own. As an adult, now I get it. Don't trust the government. Don't forget to share, like and subscribe for more content.